Feel like something's not quite right with your money? Are you starting to experience more month than money left? If so, then it's time for a reset. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the best way to do a money reset. Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Carmen with Money Choices Today, and I help families create a plan for their money so that they can break the paycheck to paycheck cycle, eliminate debt, and increase their savings and investing accounts. A plan for your money is critical in living the life that you want. Now, I know we've all seen those videos about weekly or Sunday resets, and those mostly focus on cleaning up and preparing for the week. But today, I wanted to talk about a money reset, getting your money back in position so that you can work towards achieving your goals. Now, a money reset should take you no longer than an hour, and you can do it weekly, monthly, or quarterly whenever you feel like you need to do a reset. You don't have to wait until a specific day to do a reset. So, the first step in doing a money reset is to assess why you need to do a reset. This will help you to set up a new routine or course correct. Some of the things you're going to want to think about as you're assessing why you need to do a reset are: is it simply because it's a new month? Or have you fallen off track of your current routine and it's just simply not working? Or is it because you've noticed that you're not making progress with your finances? Now, identifying why you need to do a reset is going to be key in helping you to set up a plan to move forward with achieving your goals. Now that you've identified why you need to do a reset, the next step is to analyze where you are financially. That means taking a look at your total money picture. And that includes your income, your expenses, your debt, your savings, and investing accounts. Now, during this process, you're going to want to ask yourself a few questions. One of them is, does your income cover your obligations? And by obligations, I mean your expenses and your debt. An example of your expenses include things like getting groceries, paying your water bill, your light bill, putting gas in your car. And your debt includes things like your mortgage, student loan, car loan, and credit card debt. Another question you're going to want to ask yourself is my emergency fund sufficient enough to cover my obligations should something happen to my income? Another question is, am I on track with saving? Am I on track with saving for retirement? Are my other savings account okay? Or am I not contributing in any way? And then the last question you'll want to ask yourself is really around revolving debt, like your credit cards. You want to take a look and see what that interest rate is. If it's a high interest rate, that's going to be something you need to consider as you're creating your plan. Now, years ago, when I had to do this part of analyzing where I was financially, I used to get so anxious. I would get so nervous about it. I would try to avoid it at all costs. And it was simply because I didn't have a good plan in place. Let me know in the comments, does this step make you anxious, or are you ready to see where you are? Again, for me, I used to always feel anxious when I got to that step. But now, of course, I am not even anxious about it. I'm always wanting to see where I am at any given point in time. Now that you've completed the analysis, the next step is to prioritize your financial task based on what you've identified during that part of the process. So some of the things you'll ask yourself is, did you discover that your income actually covers all of your obligations? If it doesn't, that may be the first thing on your list when it comes to the priority of getting things done. Remember, your income and expenses should always have a gap between it. That means that whatever you bring in should be much more than what you have going out. Next question is, how's your emergency fund? Did you discover that you think you have enough to cover your income, or do you need to start contributing more? What about those credit cards, if you have any, and those interest rates? Is your interest rate high or is it low? So based on what you found during your analysis, you're going to want to prioritize or put in order what you want to work on first. This is going to help you as you create your plan to get all of the things done that you need to get done. Now that you prioritize your financial task, the last step is to create your money plan, aka your budget. Now, this is the part where I get pushback from clients sometimes because they feel like when they hear the word money plan or budget that it's going to be something that is restrictive. And it's exactly the opposite. It gives you the opportunity to create and live the life you want. It allows you to direct the money towards where you want it to go. So you're not wondering each month where it went. Now, before you get started with creating that plan, you're going to first want to decide on what tools you're going to use to capture that plan. Are you going to use pen and paper? Are you going to use an app? Or are you going to use some type of spreadsheet? For me personally, I have an Excel file that I've created that automatically calculates everything, and then it shows me in a chart how much I've spent in certain areas, such as eating out, such as with groceries and gas. And for me, it's always interesting to see how I'm doing. Am I working towards my goals or not? That chart is going to tell you exactly how you're doing each month. So once you've decided on what tool you're going to use, now you're going to take a look at your income and you're going to divide it up amongst those other things, your debt, your expenses, your investing, your savings accounts, and don't forget about that emergency fund. So then you just divide it up and put it in whatever tool you decide to. And as you're doing this, make sure you're considering needs versus wants when it comes to that spending of those expenses. A lot of times we include a lot of wants when really we need to be focused on needs so that we can build up in other areas of our financial picture. So make sure you consider the needs versus wants. As you grow that gap between your income and your expenses, then you'll be able to include more of those wants in. But make sure you're doing that. And then the most important part of this creating your plan process is to track your progress once you've created that plan. Just because you create a plan, that is not the end of it. You have to track it all the time to make sure that you're staying on track of that plan. So that was the last step of doing a money reset. I hope that this information was helpful for you as you prepare to do a money reset. If it was, make sure you hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any future videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.